Wagwan people, welcome to Well Past Podcast. I'm Denzel.
And I'm Devereka.
Yeah, and this is a show where we talk about wealth, all things wealth, Yeah.
Lifestyle,
Lifestyle.
military.
Yeah. And a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is our second episode. This episode is called Your Money,
Our Money.
And if this is your second time viewing us, you know that we have this, little ritual. That we play rock, paper, scissors just to see who will start today this session. So, you ready for it?
Yes, hope Denzel wins.
All right, let's go. Ready?
Yeah.
1, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. I win that one.
Of course.
All right. So yeah, as I said before, today's episode is Your Money,
Our Money.
Our Money.
Which one?
Let's see.
That's not for you. That's for the people to answer.
All right. So yeah, your money, our money.
And while we're playing this, if you view us on YouTube,
Yeah,
we are
playing
checkers.
Checkers are chess.
It's checkers.
Checkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
we
want to see what's going on. We'll try to keep up with the game,
Mhm.
but we are making it a little bit spicy
Mhm.
by playing, multitasking.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. So your money, our money. What comes to mind when you really? I mean, I already know what comes to mind too, but explain to the people what.
Obviously, this has to do with relationship.
Yeah.
It's a matter of how you want to handle your finance as a couple. Whether
Mhm.
married or not, but living together.
Mhm.
So that's what comes to mind. Like,
Mhm.
is it our money together?
Mhm.
Do we put our money together
Mhm.
as one,
Yeah.
or we separating our
Separate money.
finance?
Mhm.
And everybody does their thing different. So it's just a question for
Yeah.
people to think about
True.
what team are you on, and you can also be both. I believe you can be both. So just ask yourself, is it your money? Are you thinking with the mindset of this is mine?
Mhm.
I work for this, and my money is my money,
Mhm.
and your money is your money, and that's how we're going forward?
Mhm.
Or are we thinking on the mindset like your money is our money and my money is our money, so both our money is always
Always together. Yeah.
you know
Yeah. Not to cut you off, but yeah. All right. Growing up, we used to we our culture is more like, all right. For instance, like when you have a relationship, a man and a woman, right? The woman tend to keep her money, and she spend the man money. Like the man has to be as you know, the breadwinner. Even though they're both making money, the man has to contribute to more stuff like bills and all.
or
those
sometimes
stuff.
all of it.
All of it, and the woman keeps it for herself. We've seen that.
And that's if she has an income too.
It's true. And then back in the
That's
days,
yeah.
back in the days, before we were even born, a lot of women never really worked back in the days.
They
It
were
was-
just the household.
the household
housewife.
wife. Yeah. So man used to really play that part of providing everything financially. Yeah, but things and time change now. We're in relationships now. We're seeing it where is a balance financially.
But the problem is, if there's a balance financially coming in, is there a
Mhm.
balance with the money coming out? What do you think? Because you said there's a balance.
Mhm.
You're talking about the balance
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
money coming in, so both
Mhm.
parties are making money.
Mhm.
But is there a
Balance going out. Yeah,
with
that's a good question.
paying the money? What do you
That-
think?
I mean, with us, yeah, that happens.
But generally speaking,
But generally speaking, I don't know. I can't really speak.
but what do you
everybody.
see? What do you observe, especially on social media? Because that's the main outlet that we see a lot of these.
I mean, I
days.
see both sides on social media.
Okay.
I see both sides on social media because, like, social media, because, like, we've seen on social media where you have a couple maybe saying, you know what, yeah, we have joint bank accounts, but there's other couples where that say like, oh no, can't do that. I'd rather have a separate account. My money, yeah, we work things together, but
Yeah.
my money is my money, because the significant other might probably have a spending problem or something like that. So yeah, I see both sides on it. In terms of balance, like equally going out, I don't see much of that, to be honest. Yeah. I
So
don't
who
see
you
much of-
see spending the most now? Because we talk about back in the day,
Mm,
but no, back in the day we know that the male or the man
mhm,
was spending more on the house.
mhm.
We're just going to say utility bills, anything like that relating to the family.
Yeah.
They're spending more, and we
Mhm.
already mentioned that for one, the wife or the woman in a relationship probably wasn't working, or it's just the whole society, they probably just wasn't, based on how the societal
Title, yeah,
rules
yeah.
are, unwritten rules are, they probably wasn't obligated to pay
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
true.
But what do you see now in 2022?
In 2022, as I said there, I see it as a balance right now.
So you
Yeah,
still
yeah.
see it as a
Yeah, I
balance?
still see it as a balance right now. As I said, but then it wasn't really a balance, you know?
Right.
Yeah, the
I
man.
don't, I personally don't think that is balanced yet.
Mm-hmm.
I still hear men talking about them paying for more
Yeah,
things.
I still see that, but not so much anymore. Like
Not
one
as much as
time.
before.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I'm
I wouldn't
seeing,
say it's 50-50.
I'm not saying it's 50-50. I'm saying it's like, no, I'm seeing it where you can see the balance in the relationship when it comes to finance. Like, you
Right.
can't see that nowadays.
It is possible to see it.
Yeah, it is.
But is it happening? I don't think it is all. I don't think majority.
Not majority, but I see
I think
it
the
happen.
man is still expected. There's an
Yeah,
expectation. That
yeah.
he's supposed to pay majority
Yeah,
of the bill.
I don't think that is gonna change. I don't
Okay.
think that is gonna change, to be honest. I
Okay.
don't think that is gonna change. And speaking for us, like, all right, when we started our relationship, we never have the conversation of
Yeah,
money.
we didn't have any financial
we didn't.
conversation.
Yeah, we never had that conversation.
Yes, and we don't recommend
you know?
that.
I mean, that's not saying that no to anybody out there that's dating or whatever. Not saying you should not. I think you should. I think you should.
But we didn't.
But we didn't, because
we were also very young.
Yeah, and we never really were thought about, finance, all that
Right.
stuff. Yeah, we never really thought about money. We never even think
I knew
about
basic
that.
stuff from watching my mom. Like, I'll watch her counting money and look at how much she made because she was an entrepreneur my whole life. So I would see her come home at the middle of the night and count how much she make.
Yeah.
And I'll see her at the end of the week count how much, and decide how much she want to lodge in the bank and how much she want to keep.
Yeah,
so I guess I would see her budget.
Yeah, so
but I didn't know the details.
You didn't know the details, but I'd still, with that experience, you tend to gain a little money management, in a sense. Yeah, but on the topic of dating, since I just mentioned dating, right? When it comes to money, who do you think? Like, do you expect? All right, people, do you expect a man?
I already know where you're going.
To always be the one that pays for the date. Doesn't matter who asks. Like saying, you know what, hey, let's go on a date. Do you think the man should always be the one to pay for that date? Tell me what you think. What is your opinion, babe?
I don't think people gonna like my answer.
hey, it's your answer,
So because you said it doesn't matter who asks who out, I don't think the man should always be obligated to pay for the date.
I agree with that.
No, based on what we see in society and what we see in the movies or on TV or what we hear, it's expected that the man is supposed to pay for the date, or at least the first date.
Yeah.
Me personally, in 2022, with how everything is going, it's a whole change of how everything is, especially when it comes to like who does what, male or female. I feel like, because especially with people fighting for equality and want to have the same, whether you're a man or a woman, I don't think you're obligated as a man to pay for the date. No, I would say if the man asks the woman out for the date, then in that case, then I would say, okay, you pay for the date.
Understood.
But if the woman asks the man out for the date, then there's nothing wrong if the woman pays for that. You ask the man out for a date.
Yeah.
Or you could just simply split it in half.
No, but the reason why I said it doesn't matter, like whoever asks, because we've seen where like females would be like, hey babe, let's go on a date, but yet
they don't want to pay.
They don't want to pay.
Or they don't expect to pay.
Yeah, they don't expect to pay.
And they get offended when you mention.
Exactly, like, so you're going to pay for this because you wanted to go on a date. And, they get offended with that. Some women. But things and times have changed now. Like, with you take me out on dates a lot.
I don't think it matters who pays.
I love. And I do take her on dates a lot.
Right, because the relationship is not it's not one-sided.
No, that's one
So because the relationship is not one-sided and we both not have to give 100%, not 50-50, but we both need to give 100%. That's a part of taking your partner out on dates. And this could also be early in the relationship when you're just dating around. You could even decide to do, okay, I pay for this date, you pay for that date. This is when you're first
nothing is wrong with that. I think it's good when you can vote, when people can vote, when a couple can actually come together and just discuss money,
Right.
and no one feeling offended about that situation, like that discussion. Yes, I think it's good. It's good. And we talk about money a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And also on the dating too, as a man, I'm sure it changes your perspective
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and give
yeah.
you another feeling on that person
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when you see them at least attempt. Because
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
you may see them attempt,
Yeah.
but you want to pay
Yeah,
for it,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
the effort.
Yeah, because I remember like sometimes when, as you know, I wasn't working, you're the one working.
Right.
You used to be like, "Hey, babe, come on, let's go on a date and whatever."
Right.
And trust me, people,
And I never even worried about who's
yeah, I
paying for
feel
what.
good. I feel
We're going
good.
out.
We're going out. My wife is taking me out. I don't feel anyway. I don't feel insecure. I don't feel less of a man.
Right.
One, to be honest, some men don't like that too. Some men don't like.
But then in that case, you have to know who you're
who
with.
Yeah, who you're with.
Because obviously you have, based on who you're with, you're gonna compromise or know what to do. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, because if you have to compromise too much or you're uncomfortable, then maybe you shouldn't be in that relationship.
I mean, that shouldn't be that relationship, but have a discussion.
Right, have a discussion at least. But obviously, if you're gonna be if you're already dating that person, not dating, but officially with that person, I'm expecting that conversation to already be had. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it should be like that. Split it in half. Or split it in half, or whoever asks you on the date, pay for that date. No, naturally, most times the man asks the woman out on the date first. Yeah. No, it's okay to feel feel obligated for that man to pay.
And I've seen where a man might take out his woman, and then he invite the woman out, and then she'd be like, "Hey, babe, no, don't worry, I'll pay for it." I've seen that. But even at the topic of dating, like, I remember back in the day when, my cousin used to stay with me for some time, because he was working in Montego Bay. And I remember one time he was like, yo, I have a date with a nice brownie from, what's the school called? Mount Alvernia High, and I'm saying, yo, I have a nice date, yo, I need to borrow your watch. I need to borrow your red and white shirt. That time he had on a white pants, and him say, "Yo, I need to borrow your red and white shirt, So I say, all right, borrow it. And he was like, "Yo, where's the cologne? The cologne brute." Yeah, him use that, and the man go on the date, movie, Palace Multiplex, Montego Bay. Anybody know where that there? And this man impressing the girl, the man buy nachos with cheese, popcorn, drinks,
plus the movie tickets.
Yeah, plus the movie tickets. You know what? When the movie done, the man money done too.
The question for this is, what would you do in that situation as the woman on the date?
And surprisingly, the girl that he was on the date with, she laugh and she just say, "Hey, don't worry, I got you." She pays for his taxi fare to actually come back.
But the respect for that person probably gone on another level. And that could be something that could have sparked the relationship.
Yeah, especially when a man gain a lot of respect for a woman when she does that. Gain a lot of respect. Like, yeah, you gain my respect when we started dating, when I realized that money was not an issue.
Right.
And meaning, when I said not an issue, not meaning like, oh, yo, you have a whole heap of money or whatever. No, you never look at me as like a bank or anything like that. Like I need to have a lot of money. No, you just wanted my presence, my comfort. Yeah, and I've seen I gain a lot of respect from that. With you, I guess shit. Remember times it used to be like, oh, let's go downtown, and I'd be like, yo, I don't have a lot of money to spend downtown right now. You'd be like, no, let's buy one box food. And we used to go to the Chinaman shop and buy a bag of juice. Yeah. So we grew with that, and we never worry about money.
Right.
But no, it's not that we worry about money. We have conversations about money because
and we're transparent.
Yeah, we're really
completely
transparent. Yeah. And the conversation is geared towards future,
right,
for security. And also for enjoyment as well.
Right, you have to think about, when you talk about the goals part, no, you can, even we're talking about your money or money, the goals have to be personal and together as a team,
as a team.
because you don't want to just do everything as a team. You want to, each of you want to have your own personal goals that you're working on.
And I have to, like, you have your own personal goals that you're working on, and I have my personal
and they're completely different
and they're
sometimes.
completely different, and it does involve money spending, but we have conversation about it, and we never really shut down each other.
Right.
We just always say, okay, all right, you know what? Next month is probably the right time to make this purchase for you, and the other month is the right time to probably make this purchase for me. So we have that balance, and we are very transparent with that. With some people, it's not. With some people, it's not, and
that might be because they are thinking it's my money, not our money.
Yeah, and we've seen where it's like, okay, you know what? Hey, I don't want to we've heard about it. I don't want to mix up my money with his because distrust.
Right.
And a lot of them don't go with
could be selfishness too.
It could be. But a lot of people, even, what the funny thing is, people in marriage, even in marriage, people will be in marriage and they still have this fear of getting things together in their name, like having a joint account or whatever. Yeah, they have that fear because it's like, okay, what if we break up?
Right.
Even when you're just married, you miss this play. We're playing chess, people. Yeah, you miss that play. Yeah, even when you're married. So it's, I don't know. Yeah, what do you have to say?
When I came into this relationship with you, which didn't happen, which wasn't planned. Not saying that we got married and it wasn't planned. I'm just saying that everything just flowed smoothly because we were close friends, right? Once we never planned our finances. And also when we eventually did tie the knot, I wasn't thinking about the possibility of divorcing or splitting up. That never crossed my mind. But a lot of people, when they go into marriages with already planning, okay, this is what I'm gonna do when we split up. And I think that's one of the main causes of these financial issues and people being holding on tight to their money. I don't want to say selfish because you have your reasons. So holding on tight to your money, especially if you worked really hard or you're on a different stage of your life than when we got married. We got married very young. So that's why I think they're like that. So because they're already planning, whether it's prenup or they have a separate account or a hidden account, that's another thing too. Money that they're hiding in case something should happen, they have this as a safety net.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I think that's why people might be like that and not want to be fully transparent with their account. And like I said, nothing is wrong with that. It's all based on your relationship, how you and your partner operate. And also have to think about the fact that if you have a partner that you cannot trust, if you have a partner that have bad money habits, maybe a gambling habit, maybe they overspend, maybe they live hand to mouth, as Jamaicans would say, or paycheck to paycheck, then in that case, I personally would definitely hide some money from you or keep it. Even your own money I might hide from you because you have bad money habits.
Bad money
so in that case, I would say I understand the decisions why you're making.
Yeah. And I agree also. All right, what do you think about, like, in the household where one is employed and the other one is not? Like,
are you asking if it should still be our money or it should be your money?
Like, all right, in a household where, let me say, like, in a household where at times where one is employed and the other is unemployed, it sometimes can happen that the one that is employed, right, can start to be like a dictator when it comes to the finance. Like, okay, here's the thing. Like, here's the deal. I am the one bringing in the money. I am taking control of this whole thing right now. And it can cause a rift in the relationship, And I think that even if that person is the only one that's making the money, I think that you still have to come together and, conversate on the household financial priorities, but we've seen where
that alone can mash up somebody's relationship.
It can wreck relationship.
I'm sure it happens often.
Yep, that's true. I just believe that, you should conversate. We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen a lot, even back home in our culture. We've seen it happen a lot, So yeah, I think you just conversate on money, whether you're working or not. Speak about it. Come to an agreement. That's the biggest thing. Come to an agreement and say, okay, you know what? Let's have me and you. We have what you call it, joint accounts, right? We also have separate
Mm-hmm.
accounts, you know, and we both contribute to the joint account to pay, bills, any little thing. But we still have our separate accounts where we're like, okay, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna buy these shoes or I'm gonna buy this, but not to overspend. Because like if we're gonna overspend, no, we have to have a conversation. Like if we're gonna make any big purchases, so yeah. What's your thing?
You mentioned one person not working. So with one person not working, I'm thinking, okay, we need to obviously have sit down and have a discussion of finance, like you said. In that case, we have to make sure that okay, for one, we can actually afford
Yeah.
the whatever expense monthly expense that we have, at least the minimum required expenses, right? And we've gone through that and we're still here. So obviously it didn't mash up the relationship. Obviously, but and I don't think that gives you the position to be a dictator. No, it is different if you have a partner that is lazy, that is purposely not trying to work. They have control over the fact that they're not working, right? And they're not putting all the effort to actually go work. No, that's a whole nother situation. But if you have a partner that is trying, they're doing everything possible to get a job. Maybe they're seeking we call it the untraditional way of working. Like what Denzel did when he was working for some time, some years ago. He did Uber, he did Lyft,
and
stuff like that. So some people look at that as untraditional. But and at times he wouldn't bring in enough, and sometimes he'll bring in more. And I think the biggest thing that I learned from that is patience. Also giving your space. Because as a man, of course he's going to feel away. His ego or his confidence is going to be affected because I am now the main breadwinner, and that can take a toll on him. So I had to learn to give you space, and I had to learn patience. And of course there's time that I got irritated and upset that, and maybe thinking that you're not trying hard enough, but that didn't last long because I have to just remember, we're going to go through those emotions.
And I think is that I appreciate you for that, because you never really made me feel no way.
Well, I'm happy I didn't do
you
that.
never really
Because if I did feel some way, I try to like sit down and evaluate in my head.
Because
and not put it out on you, because I in the back of your head you know that this person is trying, but it's like you're still sometimes upset. But
and
it's not something, like I said, that I went to bed angry with.
It's natural for you to get upset about that anyway. I mean, anybody would, any woman would. But I appreciate you for not, showing that to me, or yeah. But all right. In the case of
and I did look at that as our money.
I know
Even
that.
though even though I was a main breadwinner, I didn't shut him out. Some women or man might shut out their spouse because it's their money. That's main money. I still would be like, hey, this is the amount that I made, or this. I got paid. Here it is. What do you think we should do?
We still
I
had
still
that,
did that with you as if it was our money.
We still had that conversation. And I think it's all right, that part where you make more money than me. We have relationships where like they would be like, oh, yo, you make more money than me, so it's fair for you to, take majority of the bills, or whatever. Take that majority of the financial burdens. Like you take care of that. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I don't.
Why you don't agree with that?
As I say, it's like I think with that, I think it's just more looking on the thing of my money,
right?
That's where I'm seeing. That's how I view it. I think even if you make more money than me, you started making a lot more money than me. But we still had a balance. Like, okay, you know what? You probably did say, all right, you know what? You said it. You said, you know what? I'll take care of this. I'll take care of that. You take care of this. You take care of that. You might pay a little bit more over me, but I wasn't the one to say, okay, you know what? Hey, you make more money than me, so guess what? You take care of your bills. Even my personal bills that I had, I think I'm responsible for that. I am responsible for that.
And we still do that now, because like obviously if you have a student loan or your credit card or maybe collections that is just from you accumulating, then you take care of that.
I take care of that.
No, that doesn't mean that if you have a hard time for like a specific month, you can't ask your partner for help.
And as I said, it's like, yo, you make more money than me, I made less, but I still took care of my responsibilities that I'm supposed to take care of, and I still make sure I contribute to the household. But then you have people like, okay, you make more money than me, so guess what? You take care of most of this, even their own responsibilities, like, okay, your student loan or whatever. And nah,
Right.
nah, I don't think that is right.
Because you don't want to feel burdened for getting a promotion, for example. If I'm getting another promotion and let's say I was making $3,000 a month and now I'm making $5,000 a month, right? Um, you don't want to take out a big chunk out of that increase that I now have, which is an additional $2,000 a month. Now I'm gonna feel like, yeah, I got a promotion, but now I gotta pay more bills, and so I don't think that's fair. I feel like we just make it equal, as much as possible, so it's fair for both parties because you want your partner to feel rewarded if they're making more money. But at the same time, I also look at it as, hey, it's our money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I get a promotion, let's put that money somewhere else. Because if I got a pay raise and you didn't get a pay raise, I don't expect you to come to me and be like, well, you got a pay raise, so guess what? No, I need to pay $200 less, and you make up for that extra $200 that because you're making more money. No, keep it the same. Keep it the same.
Yeah, keep it. Yeah.
Because you don't want to be a pressure, or
yeah.
on your spouse. But while we're at that, I want to drop some stats to you guys that might be shocking, right? So the first one I want to say is this one is not numbers, but it says, according to CNBC, it says couples who pool their money together are more likely to stay together. And I repeat that. Couples who pool their money together are more likely to stay together. And this is according to CNBC. What do you think?
True. True. And as I always say, it's like deposit together, the withdrawals bigger.
Right.
Yeah. I do believe that. Yeah. I like that.
I think so. It's because when you pull together now, it becomes our money type of thing.
Yeah.
On one tip kind of thing. Because I look at it as this is the person that you're going to grow and build together with.
Yeah, and I think that tends to build trust also.
Right.
Yeah.
And you mentioned financial trust.
Yeah. That builds a lot of. Let me tell you, if you're good with financial trust, I think
because a lot of issues are caused by money.
Yeah, a lot of
one way or another.
Yeah,
even if they deny that it's not money, it tends to be money.
It tends to be money. The worst is when the man is not provided financially. That's one of the worst things that breaks up a lot of marriage. Because
but it's not the same energy when the woman.
Yeah, it's not the same energy. It's not really the same energy with the woman. But then you have to remember, that a man is seen. A man has. I think it's seen that a man has value to the amount of money he brings in the relationship, or the amount of money he has.
So, or if you even want to move into a serious relationship.
Right. You understand me? So,
but that same energy is not usually put on woman. No, and that is because of society.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something that we have to move out of with what's going on now. I'm gonna drop another one, right? It says 43%. That's again 43% of couples who are married / live together have joint accounts. I was not expecting that. I was expecting maybe 30%. Because I don't hear a lot of people talking about having joint accounts. Or a lot of people that are agreeing with having joint accounts. I'm not saying you need that to survive your relationship, but I see the opposite.
Yeah.
On social media, our conversation.
And you know, I see the opposite, but I also see the other side too, where couples are really talking about like money and saying, okay, we have a joint bank account where we to secure for our future. I've seen it, and which is good, but 43% I never expect that.
Right, that's almost half.
That's almost half. That's good. Yeah, that's good anyway.
And I'll go ahead and break this down by generations. So I just said 43% of couples who are married or live together. So let's break that down. So baby boomers, which is that are born between the years 1946 and 1964, which is more likely our parents' age group, is 49% have joint accounts, right? 49. So that's almost 50, or right at the half. Let's just say the halfway mark. So half of our parents, for example, had joint accounts, which makes a lot of sense based on how we started off this episode, because we said that back in the day, the man was the main
Main breadwinner.
breadwinner, and it was like one money for the household,
Household.
or the woman wasn't working or wasn't working enough, right? Also, a woman get paid less,
Yeah.
so that has an
True. True.
effect. So
That's true. That's
right,
true.
so
I never
because
even think about that, but that's true. Yeah.
right, and that still happens now, but it was a lot worse
It was a lot worse.
before. So it makes sense that like half of the people that live together, couples that live together or slash married, had joint accounts. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Now it says the Gen Xers. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, guys. So Generation X, right? 1965 to 1980. It says 48% have joint accounts. So it barely changed. It changed by 1%, 48%. But like I said, these are persons that were born between 1965 and 1980. So they probably continued that tradition that they saw from the generation before. Now this is a shocker when it says millennials, which are those who are born between 1981 and 1995.
That's me.
31%, yes.
31%.
31% have joint accounts. So we notice that that's a major dip from
That's a dip.
48%
From 48
to 31%. In just one generation. It dipped that. That's a huge gap. And I think we already explained the reason for that. Because with the millennials, we're changing everything for one.
Yeah, true.
And with millennials, we are more of an independent group. In terms of, especially with genders, like more women are working, more women are bringing more money than usual. The man is working, yes.
And nothing is wrong with that. I like seeing that. I like seeing a woman that is independent. I love seeing a woman that can handle her own, even in a relationship. I like seeing that. Yeah, we continue.
So I think because of that, so relationship nowadays, it is often that the woman is making more than the man. It is often that they're both making the same thing. So because of that, they probably don't feel obligated to have a joint account.
Yeah, true.
They don't feel obligated to call it our money.
Yeah.
So not saying that you have to have a joint account to call it our money.
To each his own.
But we're just stating that we think that's the reason why the percentage have dropped from 48% to 31%. Just wanted to drop that in there for those who don't know. Drop some facts according to CNBC.com.
All right. Finance. What you have to say?
Oh, go ahead.
No, man, go ahead, man. It seems like you continue.
I was gonna say, like, another note that I have is when it comes to our money or your money, and this is mainly towards your money, for those who feel that way, I think it depends on the level of life or stage of life that you're at. No, we got married at like 19, 20, 21. I was 19 and you were like
20, 21.
Somewhere there. So we're young.
Yeah.
Right? And at that young age, we probably don't have any money in our bank accounts. We're broke. Right? So what do we have to share? If you think about it, we're broke. And at that age, some people have student loans. Some people, they're on their first job, which they're probably making minimum wage or something close to that. So they probably don't see the reason to speak about finances because they don't have any money to share, right? Now, if you're at a different stage where you probably have 10 years of work experience, you're already going up into your career, you probably have your degree or you probably have your business already, whatever it is, you're already established in work and in your career, you probably feel like, okay, I've worked so hard for this money and I'm not going to have anybody take this money from me. Even if I get married, I'm still holding on to my money. So I think those stages have a difference in how you may view your money or money. Because if you're established and I'm established, you may think that, okay, I want to hold on to a piece of my money. I want to hold on to a piece of my money. And then we probably don't join together as a team financially. Right. But instead, you might just split the bills and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think there should be a tug of war when it comes to the money. I'm not into that. All right. Moving from that. Financial infidelity.
You have this one.
Financial infidelity.
What is financial infidelity?
All right. Like me not being honest about money. Like where my money, well, not saying my money, income that I'm receiving, let's just say it that way, income that I'm receiving, I'm not being honest with you to where that money is going. What do you think about financial infidelity? Like how you feel about that? Like if like when I get a certain amount of income, like as you know, every month, how would you feel if I say, you know what, I'm not gonna let you know where this money is going. I'm just keeping it for myself, just in case, just in case.
Right. Like
Mhm,
what I mentioned before, having
mhm.
like a safety net.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How would you feel about that? Like,
So this can break down a lot of pieces.
mhm,
So for financial infidelity,
mhm,
I'm not for that.
mhm,
Not in my relationship. Now
mhm.
others may view it different.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like we should be transparent with our
Mhm,
money.
mhm.
No, I don't need to tell me every month, oh, this is what I have in my savings.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah,
what I
yeah.
have in my
Mhm,
account. I
mhm,
just need to have an idea of what's going on,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
If you're not saving any money, I want
mhm.
to know that you're not
Yeah,
saving
yeah,
any
yeah, yeah,
money
yeah,
because
yeah.
that can affect us in the long
Mhm,
run.
mhm.
And oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that people she asks me how much I save every month, which I do
Yes,
the same thing with her as well,
right.
which I
But you're not
like.
obligated to do
Yeah, I'm
that.
not
But that's just
obligated,
me.
but yeah, we do like it that way anyway. Still.
Because I get excited
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
it, like, for
Well,
example, if you tell me that you have 500 this
yeah,
month
yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
next month you tell me no, you save 1,000, I get
Yeah,
excited
yeah,
because I'm
yeah. I
looking
do.
at it. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
you're saving your money and
Mhm.
I'm saving mine, so if something should happen, we are
Yeah,
good,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're good.
right? So you're not obligated to tell me the exact
Mhm.
amount,
Mhm.
but I feel like we should have, some like safe ground to know what's going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't agree with the financial
Yeah, and I
infidelity,
think.
especially if you have a bad habit, bad financial habit. I
Mhm.
need to be aware of so I can assist
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
or help you with that,
Mhm.
because once again that is something that can mess us up.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
I.
on that topic too,
Mhm.
for example, let's say something goes wrong and you owe a lot of money and
Mhm.
you have to file bankruptcy.
Mhm.
That's going to affect both
Both
our
of us. Yeah, yeah.
credit
True,
score. So
true,
that's the
true,
reason why
true.
I'm saying
And
that.
I've seen where like, okay, you know what, like women on social media now, like, okay, when they're looking for a man, they lay out a list of
A checklist.
qualities, a checklist of what the man's supposed to have. And I hear a lot of them saying like, okay, yo, he needs to have good money management skills. He needs to have good credit. But then we
Right.
don't think about that, you
But
know?
that goes back to what I was speaking about with the
Mm-hmm.
stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
When you're
it change.
younger, you're
Yeah,
19,
yeah,
20
yeah.
years
Mm-hmm.
old, 18 years
Yeah, but yeah,
old.
it's all
You're not
depends on
thinking
the. You're not
about
thinking about that.
you're
Yeah,
just thinking
yeah,
about how you feel with the
yeah, yeah.
person. Can you
Mm-hmm.
trust the person? Did he cheat on
Mm-hmm.
me? Can we
Mm-hmm.
last? How much we love the
Mm-hmm.
person? We're not thinking about that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
But at a later stage,
When you grow older, now when you time to
you're
yeah.
probably you're more mature now. Now you're
Mm-hmm.
thinking about all these different things that could affect you
Yeah, yeah,
or the
yeah.
relationship on a whole.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true.
So yeah, but
Yeah,
you guys could think about that financial infidelity if
I
you
think
haven't heard about
with
it
financial
before.
infidelity, if I'm not being honest with you pertaining to where my money is going,
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, I see it as disrespect as well.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because I like to be honest with you when it comes to like, oh, yo, babe, I'm spending this money such and such, or I'm sending some money to somebody or whatever. I still let you know. You don't have to. You don't really have to, I mean, some people don't really care, but you don't have to. But I still see it like, okay, you know what? Hey, we always start money together, and it helps to build the trust or whatever. So I tend to just be like, hey, babe, you know what? Hey, I'm sending this such and such this money, or I'm gonna buy this or whatever. So yeah, man, I don't ever lie to you about where our money is going, So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, I
Mhm.
appreciate that.
You
But that
you
leads
lie to
to
me?
what do you think?
No, man. You tell me it's not what
What
I
do you
think.
think?
I don't. I know you don't lie to me,
I'm not
but
going to answer
I
that.
still.
You know the
Yeah,
answer to that already.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the answer. I know the
I
answer.
was gonna say all back to where we're saying money could cause a lot of issues in the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're doing financial infidelity, your partner could possibly think that you're cheating, the money's
Oh
going
yeah,
somewhere
true,
else to
true, true.
somebody,
Which
you
hotel are
know?
you? Which hotel you spend this money
Right.
last
We
night?
see that in movies too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So
yo, that happened in real life so much. Like
right.
we've seen that. We've seen
So
that,
that's
yo.
another problem
Yeah,
with
yeah,
having
yeah,
financial
yeah. And then you
infidelity.
probably, sometimes one may have a kid outside, and the other one doesn't know,
Right.
and that money is going toward the kids, and you never
Right.
even, yeah.
And this is usually a big problem, especially
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking at it as our money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, if they're just spending things, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But
it's
if you're looking at it like
a
$1,000 went
thousand
out this
dollars
month,
spent. Yeah, oh
a thousand
Lord have
dollars next month,
mercy.
1,500 the other month. Okay, who's taking all
Yeah,
money?
yeah.
So that's
Keisha.
so that's why That is why I said that. But
Mhm.
to move towards the end of this episode, we don't want to
Mhm.
make this too long.
Yeah.
I was gonna say move as a tip,
Mhm.
and I want you to give tip as well.
Yeah.
I was gonna say figure out, because obviously hopefully it's two of you in a relationship.
If it's possible,
if it is two of you or whatever amount it is,
Mm-hmm.
figure out whose strongest point is what.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
True.
Have a person that is designated to
Yeah,
pay
Mm-hmm.
the bills.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
not saying the cash amount. I'm just
Mhm.
saying who's going to actually go in
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
website
yeah.
and click pay.
Yeah,
You know,
I do that with
Who
you
is the
because
who is stronger
yeah,
financially?
financially mental. When we call
Right.
it when it comes to
Who has
finance,
a better financial strong point?
Yes,
You know,
that's what I'm
that
saying.
person could take
Our strength,
responsible of that.
Mhm. Yeah, true, and I leave that up to you because honestly, I
If you're following people, we probably get kicked out because you probably don't remember that the rent due on this day and that day.
But you know, all right, I have to give me some props though. Give which you do anyway, but give me some props
In
though
public?
that the people can say. You know,
What am I giving
and
props
hear.
for?
Because remember back in the days, you know, and I don't mean long time. I just mean like probably around what the last time I really went into the like pay a mortgage, like you know, went on the site and pay a mortgage or pay a rent. That was probably like 3 years ago. You know, I didn't have to do that because you came back around now because you know most of the times you were out.
Right.
You know, when you were in the military, you know, most of the times you were out. So I had to take care of all that. You know, bills. You know, not car rental, insurance, car payment.
Right.
You know, all those stuff. I took care of that.
Right. And I wanted to bring up the fact that he's listing all these things, that there's other things in a
Yeah,
relationship
yeah.
than money and who's
Yeah,
bringing whatever.
Yeah, I did.
So while he wasn't working,
Mhm.
I still felt like he was still a big contributor to the household because I didn't have to worry about these
Yeah, you
things.
didn't. Yeah, you
Especially
didn't.
if I was at sea for months.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. I don't have internet service most of the time.
Mhm.
We're not able to use our phones because there's no cell reception. So who takes care of everything?
Yeah,
He did.
I did.
So there's it made
Yeah.
everything more easy and comfortable.
Yeah, true. And that's why I'm like the balance, you know, because
Right.
you did the same for me. Yeah, but yeah, the last time I had to pay I think one of the reasons why I just left that up to you to take care of, like, you know, okay, pay the mortgage, you know, pay the car insurance and all those stuff, because you love doing that. You love to, like, okay, not saying watch the money, but just be, I don't want to say, all right, let me say in control. But when I say in control, I don't mean it in a bad way.
Right.
You know? So I leave that up to you because I know you love handling money when it comes to
Finance.
stuff, you know, finance. I know you love doing that. So hence why you went to school for that as well. So
Yeah, I enjoy knowing that, okay, I know other people do too, enjoy actually paying the bills and know that, okay, you're good for the next, 28, 30 days.
Yeah. You like to meet,
so
you
I
like to
enjoy.
meet the plan. You like to meet the plan and be like, okay, this is all right, babe, you know what? Hey,
I'm a planner.
Yeah, she's a planner. I am not really.
I love to analyze
No.
and plan and go into detail and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. With I'm like that with certain stuff, but
he's more
she's like
technical.
that.
So that's
Yeah,
why I
yeah,
said
yeah.
to look at who is better at what. And then you could just have that person be the main person actually going in, making sure you're not late and everything. Everything is paid. Keep up to date with what's going on. And then this would also prevent issues like, hey, the rent pay?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Did you pay the rent?
Yeah.
No, nobody's really responsible for paying it. You know, so what we do is we have an account that is, we just call it a bills account.
Yeah.
And it's a joint account, and he knows what he contributes, and I know what I contribute based on the total monthly expenses.
Yeah.
And we both send it in there into that account, and then obviously all the bills come out of that account.
Yeah,
So
true.
it
True.
avoids any issues
Because
because at the end of the month, whenever everything is due, there's enough money to pay all the bills because we both put in what we needed to put into there.
I do suggest doing that, people. If you don't do it, I do suggest doing that. 'Cause trust me, it's way easier that way.
Right.
And at the end of the day, as I say, it's like it's still all right. I pay a certain amount of the bills. She pays a certain amount of the bills. I still have money to left over to do what I want to do. With a certain amount of my money, she has certain amount of whatever she wants
Because
to do.
remember, you still have your personal bills and your personal things, like hobbies and stuff that you want to do,
And
and goals.
I do not stop you from spending money on certain stuff that you want.
Right.
You know?
Relationship should not be a burden, guys. It
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be something that you enjoy,
Mhm.
and think of it as having a team member, somebody working towards the same goal as you, but you get there faster because it's not just you alone, it's both of you.
And I have to respect, like, okay, where you stand with money. Like, okay, your view on money, I have to respect. Even sometimes I mean, like, oh, but then it used to be like, okay, your view on money and my view on money is kind of little bit different. But I learned to respect your view on it, and then I realized, you know what, hey, your view on that is on money, when it comes to finance, is way much better than mine, so I just give in.
Right. So you just know whose strong point is. Like I said, I am more of that type of person, planner, analyzing stuff like that. He's Dental is more technical. So whenever there's something technical happening, I'm not just talking about handyman type of stuff. Anything technical, I call on him to do it.
Yep.
So you figure out whose strong point is what, and he helps to go smoother.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So what do you think? That's the end?
Yeah. So people, that's the end of this episode. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you think about this episode, 'Cause-
Right. Drop your ideas and your thoughts and your feedback. We love to hear
Yeah.
feedback, especially because you're new under our YouTube channel. So under this
Instagram.
video on YouTube, on Instagram as
At
well.
My Will Pass podcast.
Right. And also you can rate us on whatever platform you're watching us
Listening
on.
or-
So
yeah.
Spotify, Audible.
That's listen, not watch.
I mean, listen. That's listening. I'm sorry, listening on. So if you're listening on Spotify, Audible, anything like that, please drop a 5-star
Hey,
and a review.
you know what? Whatever star you want to drop.
Well,
be
make sure it's
honest.
5-star.
But make sure it's a 5-star. But yeah, people, that is it for this episode. Your money, our money.
Our money.
Yo, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Tune in next Wednesday at 6 p.m. On YouTube, and also listen on Spotify, Audible, iHeartRadio, Deezer. Yeah, it all works. Yeah, we'll be dropping another episode at 6 p.m. So, guys, stay safe, respect, and always remember, go feed.
Go feet.
Bless up.